Okay, hi there, everybody. We're on page 19 in our book, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through this by using rounding. We're not going to use the compatible numbers, so we're going to just use rounding. And let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so this says use compatible numbers to complete the problem. Then estimate the sum. Now, the sum means how much it is when you add them together. We are going to work on adding them together tomorrow. So right now we're going to estimate the sum. So I want you to round this to the nearest hundred. So if I'm looking at this, 400 is rounded to what? It's in between 4 and 5. I look next door. The 2 tells me that it is 400. Okay, now I look at 286. Rounded to the nearest hundred, I look at the 2, so I know it's either going to be a 200 or a 300. Well, the 8 tells me 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We change every time. So that is 300. So now I'm going to start at the ones column to find the sum. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 plus 3 is 7. So my estimate is 700. Now, what I want you to do is use rounding. So you're going to round to the nearest 10, 100 here. And if you keep scrolling down, I want you to do up to page 7 or number 7. So you can pause and go ahead and give that a try. And then I'm going to go over it and you can see how you did. So pause now. And when you're done, you can unpause it. Okay, let's take a look and see how you did. So 65, round to the nearest 10, is 70. 23 rounded to the nearest 10 is 20. So if I add them up, I get 90. Now 421, I want to round to the nearest 100. So I look next door, there's a 2, so that's 400. And here I look next door, that's a 1, so that's 200. So if I add them up, I get 600. 369, I look next door, that 6 tells me I have to change the 3 to a 4. So that's 400. And this 4, there's an 8 next door, so I have to change that 4 to a 5, which makes it 500. 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0, 5 plus 4 is 9. My answer is 900. Okay, number 5. I look next. There's a 1. I look next door. That would be a 20. There's a 4 next door. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't change anymore, so that's a 5. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 2 is 7. Okay, moving on. 39. Look next door, there's a 9, so that turns into a 40. 42, that turns into a 40. My answer is 80. And then 327 would be 300. Let's see if this right. Oh, it doesn't write on me. So 300 plus 581, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We change every time. So that 5 turns into a 6, and that's 600. 0 plus 0, 0, 900. Okay, hope you did a good job with that. Now let's take a look at some of these word problems. Just because they're word problems doesn't mean we're going to skip them. So I'm going to read it. We're going to work this one together. Seth bought a pair of sneakers for $48 and a jacket for $64. Explain how you can estimate to find the total amount that he spent for the sneakers and jacket. Well, I'm going to round to the nearest, what do you think, 10 or 100? 10, because I only have, they're both in the 10. So 48 is rounded to 50, and 64 is rounded to 60. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 5 is 11. So my answer is 110. So I had to round to the nearest 10. Okay, let's try this one. I'm kind of on your own. I'll read it first and then I'll let you guys try it. Elena drove 255 miles last week and 342 miles this week. About how many miles did Elena drive for the 2 weeks? Rounded to the nearest hundred. Okay, so they're giving us what they want us to do. They want us to round to the nearest hundred. So I'm not going to put it here because I like to do things vertically so they're above each other. So I have 255 and 342. Go ahead and pause and see if you can round those to the nearest hundred. Okay, so 255 is rounded to 300 and 342 is rounded to 300. So the sum would be 600. Okay, now we have a challenge one here. Number 10. There are 187 kindergartners, students, 203 first grade, 382 second grade. About how many students are in the three grades rounded to the nearest 10? Oh, interesting. Rounded to the nearest 10. So that means I have to write these down. So go ahead and write them down. 187, 203, and 382. And now we have to round it to the nearest 10. So 187. I have to make sure. I'm going to change this color. I thought I'd get rid of that. Okay. So I have to go to the tens column, and here is the tens column. So I can put the 1 down, and what does 87 round to? 90. So that's 190. Now I have 203. Well, there's the number in the tens column. I look next door. That tells me to keep it the same, so it's 200. And now I look over here. There's in the ones column, I'm gonna put the 3 here. So what does 82 round to? 80. So now I have to add these all together. And this is what we're going to talk about more in our next tomorrow. So I've got 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. I have 9 plus 8 is 17. So I have to put the 7 here and carry the 1. And you could put a little plus 1 to help you remember that you've carried that and you have to add it later. So now I have 3 plus 2 is 5, 6, 7. 770. Now it's asking me, how does the answer change if you round each number to the nearest hundred? Well, let's see. If I go the other way, 187 is rounded to 200. 203 is rounded to 200. And 382 is rounded to 400. Do you think this is going to be higher or lower than that number? Okay, you're right. It is going to be higher. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 plus 2 is 6. 7, 8. 800. So we're closer when we round by tens to the actual total of the students. Okay, that's it. Good job, guys. You are done.